motocross interesting. So a lot of the people are here just getting ready for the next heat. So a lot of riders, young and older riders. Take a picture of these, the group here. Families and friends here. Let's take a picture of the jumps. And then more spectators on the other side. Encouraging their team to keep going. Alright, so there's something about motocross that's fascinating, is that here you have a lot of you have the schools. Oh, there's a one coming here. Let's see. Can we get one? Okay, another one. All right, a lot of noise. I think the most interesting thing about here is being able to, I'm not sure even if I'm allowed to be here, but anyway, I'll get kicked off if I'm not allowed to. Okay. Waiting for something to happen so that I can take a picture. Oh, there is a checkered flag there, so they're telling people maybe someone fell. All right, bike coming here. Oh, that was. Now so much noise. Now I understand why there's no one here. So much dust. Let me get over here. Anyway, so I know it's a lot of fun, but it is also it can be quite dangerous. There was we were walking past so many people. I need to get to the front there. Anyway, they had I think this is where I need to be, and see if I can get some shots. Missed that, try again. Missed that, try again. Missed that. Alright, this is not a very good place to be. I need to get behind this rope and try again. Anyway, the story I was going to tell was there was an abandoned motocross circuit. Oh yeah, this is a better location. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, there was a circuit, and apparently one of the riders died, and because of that it was closed. So it can be a lot of fun, but it could also be an interesting, deadly. Let's go. Did I get that? Yeah. All right. Personally, I think the jumps are probably the best location, and that is why you have more people here. Another one coming. Okay, I need to increase the shutter speed to maybe 1/500th of a second and try again. A lot of people, so food stand. All right, ready, go. Yeah, that's much better. 1/5. There are more on the other side coming through. Let's see where this guy's standing. Go. Go. All right, here. All right. That's a lot of fun. As long as nobody falls and dies, I think that's just a lot of interesting thing to do. All right, more coming now. Let me see if I can get more pictures. Go. 1, 2. All right. More. Missed that. Try again. Better. Yeah. Let me check out the last picture, see how good it is. Okay, that's much better. There's a little girl staring at me. All right. More coming. All right, here it goes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Missed. 5. Good. more coming. Missed that. Anyway, the story is that it can be dangerous, and let me go to the other side. Anyway, the whole story is that when they have schools, and a lot of the schools are here to a lot of the schools are here. You can see a lot of people here enjoying the view with their bikes. So people not competing, but who are fans. Y apoyando por supuesto a su piloto favorito en esta primera fecha. All right, let's see. Let me just, since you have less people here, if you stand in front of people, they just hate you. So I'm just going to stand here, not block anyone's view. So I can't really get this story right. So basically what was happening was that they have schools here, and the schools are there to train people, younger people, to participate in motocross. And the whole point is that if you do that, it allows you to bring out the future generations of motorcycle riders. And another thing is that these type of bikes are the most popular around here because they are more affordable. All right, let me go to a lot of noise here. All right.
El 259 en la recta final, ahí lo vemos en ascenso en este momento, buscando la parte alta de la pista.
All right. So the whole, I need to get away from the noise. It's just so noisy. Anyway, so a lot of the stories here is that most people, because of the school and because we're in the mountains, a lot of the people here have motorbikes, and a lot of the motorbikes are like motocross bikes, for the simple reason that, let's take a picture of all this group. And the reason why, okay, I think the heat is done, so most of the riders are coming out now. Stand here. So because we're in the mountains, a lot of the younger generation here, they buy motocross bikes. Because that is what your friends have. And also, that is what is easily affordable. Most people will never buy. That's a girl on a mini bike. Most people here will never buy a small Harley Davidson. Are not really here. Well, they're here, but only people in their 50s tend to buy those for some. First of all, they're more expensive, and second of all, it's just something that isn't used here. So you see a lot of these off-road bikes here. They're very popular here. For the simple reason that they are more affordable and they are more practical for the roads here. So you get a lot of Yamahas, and that's why they during events like this, most of them would be here. You get a picture of these. Most of them will be here, and what they would basically, you see a big Yamaha stand. You have Suzuki, you have KTM is a popular brand here, Husqvarna. So all the big brands of off-road bikes are here for the show, the racing, and also to sell more bikes. And also they sponsor riders. And so when you sponsor riders, it just makes a lot of sense that if you have a bike and your riders win. Oh, that was a close call. Thank goodness he wasn't really speeding. Anyway, so people. The crowd here. So most of the vendors are present, and if they sponsor someone local and he wins, it means a lot of mini bikes. It means you need bikes and baits. Okay. So a lot of the sponsors, so what they do is that it makes it easier for them to sponsor a local person. He wins, and then because it's most of the communities are small, and then if he's able to make a living, he would encourage his friends, his brothers, his cousins to come and join, and because of that you get more people riding. By the way, if you're outside of the main city like San Jose, what you tend to see is that a lot of the people in the countryside all have bikes, especially the young ones. So more mini bikes here. And so you see, it's more like a social event here, and when the big brands see that, they thought, okay, there is money to be made here, and they do make a lot of money because it becomes a passion, and more people walking down, and more riders. So it becomes a passion, and you get more riders, and then you get more sponsorship, and then they organize events like this, and all the young people are here to have a good time. So it's more about socializing, and as you can see, the young guy with his girl at the back. So if you have a motorcycle in this area, the chances of you getting a girl is just higher. So everyone wants to get a girl, so you get a bike. Anyway, so those are the younger group racing now. It's very noisy. Let me just get back here. That's it. I think one of the one of the cute things about, it's a nice stand. One of the cute things about here is that a lot of people actually encourage their children to participate in these events, because as a family event, compared to the Americans, I don't think it is that well developed. I think here this is one of the biggest circuits, and then I think very close to the Central Valley, and then you have another one up north, I think. But anyway, the point is that a lot of people do participate. It's a family affair, and because it's local and more people, a lot of the young people go to participate and just have a lot of fun. Another thing interesting about this, I'm just going to show you something about being here, and let me take a picture of the next group coming line up for the next race. So I'm just going to go towards. So we're very high up in the mountain somewhere. I don't exactly know where we are, but it's another bike. And more people coming. So what you noticed, you see how the younger ones, they buy the mini bikes. Most of them are not street legal, but if you come to a circuit like this, well, you can have a lot of fun, knock yourself out. Even the dog is representing a Labrador there. So we're just going to walk towards the other side. I'm going to show you something. So, you know, like in the Western world, during summer you get a job. I don't know, working at McDonald's, distributing newspapers when that used to be a thing. And then, so this is, you have the piste there, and here, this is the coffee plantation. Basically, they carved out the circuit out of the coffee plantation. And you see people come and urinate here because they don't want to pay the 2 cents to go and use the toilet, the paid toilet. Anyway, these are coffees. And talking about summer jobs, during the summer here, it used to be the practice that a lot of people living in the rural area would come over here. Most of the younger ones, people had a lot of children, and they'll work here in the field, and they'll, you know, harvesting coffee. So this is what coffee basically looks like. A ripe coffee looks like this, and then it's dried out and processed, and it turns into coffee, the seed inside. Anyway, so all the younger people would actually work and then use the money to buy bikes, because motorbikes, because that's what all your friends have. So people living, that's what your friends have, and because your friends are into that, you're also into it. So your summer months, but at the time, you see this, at the time, most of the people here didn't really, they were not buying the most expensive, but they were buying bikes. And it means you can get from one village to the other. You could do a lot of things with your friends. Your friends have this, you have the same. You see that? People bikes. Okay, that's a young girl on her bike. So it's the social aspect of that, I think, is absolutely amazing. And another heat is about to start, and that is what creates this massive event. So this is the first race of the year where people are starting to gather around and win maybe the national championship at the end of the year. Those who have been here for a long time, so this is lining up for the race. More people joining. Okay, so I think the children's race is about to stop, to finish. So they're getting more people to line up and ready for the next heat. All right, let's walk back up the hill and continue this conversation. They're beginning to round up because it's almost at the end of the day, and people are most of the, if your team doesn't win and you've got no more cars in the race, you just leave. Why wait around? Because you might have a very more bike coming. One, and then the people there. So that is one of those the reasons why you have a lot of people, young people participating, and why you Harley wouldn't make us any dent here, for the simple reason Harleys are expensive. The average salary per month here is about $800, and Harleys are really expensive. Most of these bikes you could get for maybe $2,000, $3,000. So people, it's easier for people, especially the younger ones, it's easier for them to it's easier for them to save up and buy one of these than buying a Harley. And also another thing is that for some of the things they do, a Harley wouldn't cut it here. It's very dusty, but thank goodness it hasn't rained, because we went to one of these rallies or races once. Okay, someone there at the top. Let me just go to all right. So most of the people were here are, took a picture there, and then another one here. I think these mini off-road bikes are really nice. Something I don't see, unfortunately enough, is more women participating in this. People leaving. If you've been here for hours, after a while it gets tiring. More bikes. Someone running. So I'm going to wait for the next heat to start. Bike is here. Let me go behind the scene here. A lot of them in their big trucks taking the bikes out once the race is over or you've been eliminated. Cars and chaos. All right. So one of the amazing thing here is that most people that actually participate in this are often from the countryside, because that's where you have more bikes, and something, because the mountains here are really some of can be really scary. So that's a bike, people just organizing themselves and preparing to leave. So public toilet here as well. You see more men queuing for more women queuing for the toilets, and men just going and peeing beside the tree. I know. Okay, more crowd here. So at the top of the mountain here, this is where most of them, they come and do the turnaround. They don't go full throttle here. They don't go full throttle because you have the curve here. So if you go too fast, it will be too fast, and it will be too furious after that. All right, so a lot of the people here are either families and friends, and then you have the single people willing to mingle. And if you know if you're single, you come here and you're into bikes. A lot of the young single boys also have bikes, so you can come here and chillax and have a good time with them. Oh, the last time we came here, if you notice, most of the tents are up at the top here, and the reason is that they prevent you from putting the massive tents at the bottom there, and then blocking the views of others. So that you're not allowed to do that. All right. I need to get closer because I think another race is about to start. Let's see how that pans out.